over the past, let's say 7-8 years, it was actually fairly straightforward for most traders and investors to make money in the stock market as long as they just kind of kept with their long positions. But I do think, as we've seen now in 2018, that this period has probably ended. And I've been saying this here in these videos, certainly to our clients. I was just at the World Economic Forum a couple days ago talking to some big investors. And we agree in terms of the state of the market, not so much that we're seeing a financial meltdown, but that it's going to be much more difficult for the sort of the buy and hold kind of investor. So I wanted to do two things. I wanted to quickly show you and give you some perspective on what this potentially range-bound market could look like. And number two, I'm going to show you how you can learn a strategy that I've been using for 18 years that generates great income during those types of more volatile markets. So let me show you a little bit in terms of the chart. So first of all, just quickly looking at the chart here of the S&P 500. This is a chart basically stretching all the way back to the 2009 lows. And what I did is I drew a very simple line kind of connecting the intermediate, sort of the medium term lows here with the highs here, and then right through those highs as we blew out. So it's kind of an easier way to sort of draw a trend. Basically what I'm doing is, just so you can kind of get your head around this, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to capture the majority of the trend that we had, oops, that didn't work, that we had over the past 9 years or so. So let me quickly try this again. Clone that line. Here we go. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show you, if I connect most of these dots, as many as possible, that this has kind of been the uptrend. So we had this overshooting period here that I really think was probably going to be, will in retrospect have been a pretty important topping period for the market. So I'm expecting markets to be much more range bound now. And the range I'm looking for, if we look at the S&P 500 here, through the lens of this longer term chart, I'm going to draw you a little bit of a sort of a shaded area. I wouldn't be surprised if it looks something like this, you know. So I'm going to expect a whole lot more of backing and filling and going sideways, as opposed to a new, you know, any new sustainable highs in the markets. So I just wanted to kind of bring this out to you. I do think, just by the way, in case you care, like for right here, right now, I actually think that markets are probably have ricocheted back higher about as much as they possibly can. Maybe there's a few more percent left in the S&P, but for the most part, I think they will probably have reached the upper end or close to the upper end of what's possible for the near term. And then we'll see how that pans out in the second half of the year. But my point here really is that I think we're much in a new regime of not so much looking for new all-time highs all the time like we have really for the past years and past almost past decade. But I really think we're looking at now a period that's going to be much more, like I'm saying, range bound here. And that's going to basically mean buy low, sell high, buy the dips and sell the rallies, as opposed to basically buying the dips blindly and kind of just holding on for dear life over what's worked very well for the past few years. So one way that I try to write out these kind of periods, and the strategy I'm about to hint to you works not only in those periods, it works in any type of period. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to capture income by selling options premium. Now, if you've ever done this before, you've probably encountered a situation where you have a bunch of winning trades and you have one losing trade that wipes out all the gains. Well, what I've done this strategy now for 18 years, and it's worked very, very, very well. Last year we made 70% in this strategy, and I'm going to hold a special webinar tonight. Tonight's the Wednesday, the 23rd. What is today? It's the 23rd of January. I'm holding a special webinar where I'm going to share the strategy, how exactly it works, and so you can also learn how that works in this market. Again, the strategy works in any market environment, but I think particularly for most of you probably out there who are more buy and hold traders and investors, this kind of environment, as you've seen in 2018, very few people made money in 2018. We made 70% in that strategy. I think you need something that actually has a good probability of working other than just trying to blindly buy dips and hoping for new highs. So what you can do is you can register for that webinar. It's called The One Strategy That Generates Steady Profits in Options. Again, it's going to take place January 23rd at 7 p.m. Eastern, so at 7 p.m. New York time, 4 p.m. Pacific time. I'm going to put the link down below as well. And if you're watching this from an email, then it should be in there as well. So anyway, folks, I hope this is helpful for a little bit of perspective. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.